Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here again, early in the morning. I have to ask you if you would to excuse me. You know how people can look early in the morning. Well, I look this way all day, but in the morning you can kind of understand. But I have to get up and say things to you that have been given to me. They are so burning, so meeting that I just have to share it with you. You see, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on right now? I think we should come to some basic consensus. We should realize, if we would, that America is not really what we have been led to believe that she is. You know, they tell us what they say we have a need to know, and those things that we don't, that they determine we don't. And sometimes it would do us well if we did. However, be that as it may, we're in a situation right now where we can recognize that, let's say for the past 50 years, before, let's say back in 1950 and stuff like that, you say that was olden days. That's what we like to say about stuff like that. But then after the 60s, Dr. King stuff, we started moving forward. See, that was all a basic deception, ladies and gentlemen. We were really not moving forward. We were doing what they say. I think they did the same thing in South Africa. You know, we say, well, the black people have suffered for quite some time and white people got over. So we're going to have something called affirmative action. So what they meant with affirmative action wasn't that they were going to change the system that benefit the people. No, they were just going to switch the system around where it could benefit a teeny bit more people than it did and hurt a teeny bit more people that weren't helped at all, that weren't being hurt at all. And so the pain is still there. They did nothing. So that's what happened in South Africa with apartheid. And that's what happened here in America. Nothing happened. I mean, all of the pain and suffering is still there. Nothing to wipe away the tears. Nothing to bring a smile to your face. And if it did, it was only a temporary smile for some, but at the same time it caused pain for others. So we have to recognize that, ladies and gentlemen. Please recognize that here we are, 50 years later. 50 years later, more than that for some and less than that for others. And what has happened? Racism is more apparent than at any time in the past. I mean, except the time when it was open slavery. Now it's kind of hidden. But people hate. Look at the white racist groups, how they are arming themselves, coming out in public. What is all of that about? What is all that about? In a country, they got churches all over the blocks everywhere. Where are they teaching these people? What are these churches teaching people when they can stand beside Donald Trump and call him a blessing from God? The people who are talking and teaching people about God. Where is that God that is the God of every individual? Where is that information? Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, we don't get that kind of information. We get the kind of information that allows us to find ourselves in a position where we don't trust the Republicans, we don't trust the Democrats, and we have been taught that anything black, get back, but white and money is the answer, honey. And so you got a man came on the scene who made it clear that he didn't like black people. White people love that. They didn't mean to, but they did. They loved that. He said he had money. He didn't need to be bought. He couldn't be bought. He used his own money. Oh, they love that. He's going to use his own money to protect us, to liberate us. And he wants close the borders, keep people from coming over here. Too many people coming over here working. We can let that manual labor go back to some of the people that used to have it a long time ago. If you don't give them something else, they'll do it. I can imagine. We don't want people coming into this country that's hurting. We ain't got time to help anybody. Go back home where you come from. Close the border, build up a wall. Okay, let's disassociate ourselves from certain organizations that you've been associated with in the past. I'm going to make it better. All of these things, ladies and gentlemen. And did it make any difference? All of those things, ladies and gentlemen, pushing more hatred. Cops doing more stuff that they shouldn't be doing. Everybody doing more stuff that they shouldn't be doing. The senators moving over on the side, going against the Constitution itself to protect the ideology of a person who seems to not care about anyone, meaning that they must feel the same way. Well, we got a new generation that's coming along. They are watching these things. Are they learning? What, and if they are, what are they learning? Are they learning to be wise and stay away from this kind of scruples? Or are they learning to imitate but be better at it? What is the message? But what is the message that's being given? We're only dealing with in the box, and everything in the box is nothing but rotation. So in order to move, we have to step outside of the box. Now we just stepped outside the box with Donald Trump. Now he was trying to destroy everything, bring everything down. Why don't you, ladies and gentlemen, make the decision that you want to go the opposite way? That you don't want to tear anything down, but you want to build everything up. That you've seen the economic situation in this country all your life. In all your life, it has failed some people at some time. And if we don't think about it or think about it or deal with it at the time that we see it, we never know. We might not be in it at this time. But I can promise you, if you don't do something, it's going to come to you. And it might be when you're really old and can't do anything about it. And other people seem not to be listening, but you feeling all the pain. So I'm saying to all of us, now is the time. You see, it don't matter how much we told ourselves we the biggest nation on the face of the earth, we the greatest nation, and we going to be great again, all that kind of stuff. Something else came in. A virus came in, didn't give a stink about how much money you had. Didn't give a stink about what color you were. Didn't give a stink about what you thought. It just came through and showed you that you're not God. America is not God. Russia is not God. Capitalism is not God. Communism is not God. Socialism is not God. But ladies and gentlemen, we can come to as close to God as we can get. And that's simply by allowing the God that you love, the God that loves you so much, the God that you've been praying to, but seems like he just been slow coming to you. But we want to open the door and let that God come to you fast. In order to do that, ladies and gentlemen, you got to let that God into you. And what does that mean by let that God into you? Letting that God into you does not necessarily mean you finna get a car or you finna get a house. You know what it means? It means that now that that God is in you, that those around you and about you and what you're about to show, to display, is God. So it's God to others. But what does that mean at the same time? It means that the God that is in you is God to others, and the God that's in others is the God to you. You are gods one unto the other. And what it's going to do, ladies and gentlemen, it's not complicated. Let me say this so I know you're tired of me. It's not complicated at all. Look, the material is already there. Men are already doing the work. They are creating whatever the goods and services and everything that we basically need in this life. I mean, we are slow. We're missing out on a lot, but they're still doing it. The problem is that it's not going to everybody. It's not benefiting everybody. And the reason it's not benefiting everybody is because there's a middleman. There's a middle system that has to do with money, that has to do with robbing people, that has to do with exploitation, that has to do with Ponzi schemes. You know, it's all it is. And ladies and gentlemen, we are putting up with it. We are putting up with it. We can at any moment in time say, okay, we're fed up with that. What we're going to do is that the people who got jobs already, if they love them, keep them. If they don't love them, then go to a place where they love them. Everybody that's unemployed, you're going to be employed. Choose a career that you love. And if you're not qualified, that's okay. We're going to get you in school. Schools are open so you can be trained to be better at whatever it is that you want to do. That door is open. And so you train and you get in that thing. And see, everybody now who benefits from all of the stuff that's being done, they play a part in the creative process. They have played a part in bringing that stuff forward, bringing that stuff out of material and turning it into all that we have turned it into for the benefit of human beings. And it's there, they did it. All of them as a team did it. This is a team effort. All of the food, the housing, the clothing, the transportation, everything that's out here belongs to the human race. They did it to be used at their discretion. Now, what this thing over there doing with some money going into debt? What is that all about? That's about the pain. That's about the suffering. That's about the lying. That's about the cheating. That's about the hatred. That's about the racism. That's about the bigotry. That's about the terror. That's about the war. And how long, ladies and gentlemen, are we going to allow that stuff to continue? Look, I speak to you in the name of God. And I do that because I just can't believe that me, just like one of you, and you can't see this. You can't see it. Then I got to tell myself, I'm like you, I can't see it either. But if I do see it, it must be a God. Because if it were me seeing it, if I can see it, I know darn well you can see it. So since you can't, I don't care what you say, you act like you can't see it, so I have to attribute this to God. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what God is saying. That's why you can't see it. But I'm telling you, and you can trust in God, or you can trust. You lost. I think I'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for giving me this your time. This is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.